we're just going to call Ryan back, okay? We're just going to do the Ryan bit. Let's talk to my guy, the Rye guy. Unfortunately, I meant to get to some other stuff before this call, so hopefully that doesn't fuck everything up. Ryan?
Hopefully it doesn't fuck everything up.
That's not the radio. You're doing an impression of me. Back to me. I know what's happening. You don't fool me.
It's an echo.
I wanted to talk to you about something that you told me about. How long ago was that now?
What?
The show that you went. It was in California. You and Gavin and Josh Denny.
Yes. I think it was May. I'm not sure.
Okay, so for the End Racism tour, you and your guy Gav and your best friend Josh Denny. Who else was there? Was Kumia there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me, Josh Denny, Gavin McInnes, and me. No, and then Carl.
All right, so you guys go out, you do a little comedy show, and you told me some famous people showed up just to watch, just to be there. They paid for tickets. 2 very special audience members are there, and from what I understand, they might have even paid a little extra. Tell the folks at home.
Oh, well, yeah, it is extra to get the VIP package. They're backstage. We're all hanging out. The 2 men were Dick Masterson of Dick Masterson fame and Vito of you calling him a pedophile fame.
Okay, so Vito and Dick Masterson not only show up to this show just to watch it, just to enjoy it, supposedly. And here's the photo evidence of this as well. Ryan took a photo. Obviously, the point of this is to meet Gavin, and Dick already knows Gavin. Like, they've talked many times, I'm pretty sure. Dick was a guest on Gavin's show. I think Gavin was a guest on Dick's show. But there's just one problem. They buy these tickets, they watch the whole show, they're clearly there to clout chase. For some reason, Dick's got it in his head that he and Vito need to meet up with Gavin, and Dick seems to have forgotten that Gavin hates him.
Well, I don't know if he hates him, but he's not thrilled because he was talking a whole bunch of nonsense about the Proud Boys thing, saying that he threw them under the bus. Meanwhile, that's not even the case.
Very quickly, there was a mix-up with whether or not Gavin asked Dick to do web design for free. And Dick got it in his head that Gavin was asking him to do free labor, and in retaliation to that, just talked a bunch of shit about Gavin. All of this, by the way, led to the amazing episode that we did about Caller Mersh. It was a whole episode about Dick and Gavin and Mersh and all of that. It was, InfoWars. They were all in there. It was a crazy goon crossover. Why do you, as my good friend, have to act like you're friends with all these fucking goons? I mean, let's be honest for 2 seconds here, Ryan.
I'm not friends with them at all.
You don't like Dick. You don't like Vito. You don't like Alex Stein.
Well, none of that's true, by the way. None of that's true. I'm not friends with them, but I'm friends. I'm more so.
Okay, you're not friends with Alex Stein. Got it. You're not friends with him. Either way. You think he sucks. He's unfunny. Gavin's admitted that he bombed. He's not funny. Like, can we just be real about this? He sucks. These guys suck.
I gotta be real. I have to be real on a case-to-base basis. I don't just give somebody the big old thumb down. So, like I said, he's in his pocket when he does his council meetings, when he's trolling people. The Brittany Griner thing I thought was good. That's his return to in the pocket. Now, the show thing, I don't know.
You definitely do have to be real. You have to be real on a case-to-base basis.
Did I say that?
Yep.
I'm great in every other way except for speaking.
If I'm repeating it, you said it.
No, but that comedy special he did at TK's was not good.
That Alex Stein did? You're saying the Alex Stein stand-up was terrible?
It was he shot high and
did he?
And it didn't land. I don't know. There's characters. There's fucking people involved.
I'm fairly sure it was the equivalent of drawing back the arrow and shooting yourself in the foot with it. I'm not sure he aimed high. All right. So anyway, the story here is you guys do the show. Dick Masterson and Vito, like cucks, let's be honest, buy the VIP passes so they can meet Gavin, a guy that they already know. And what happens? What is the interaction between Dick and Gavin?
Well, luckily, Gavin already spoke on this, so I'm not airing anything out that would be embarrassing to any party involved. Because that's not what we do here.
He did? He talked about this?
And, yeah. So basically, I don't know, I guess I didn't see this, but I heard that Dick went outside to talk to Gavin or something, or say hi. And then Gavin's like, you talk shit on me. I don't want to talk to you. And then Dick's like, I don't want to talk to you either. And they left.
I believe when you told me this story the first time, that Gavin's response was "fuck off," and he left.
Well, see, I got two versions for Gavin. One of them, he was telling me what happened very short-handedly, and that "fuck off" could literally mean hey, I don't want to talk to you, fucking blah blah. And it was just "fuck off" at that time.
Ryan, do you know
and
what
then when he
good
expanded,
storytelling is? I mean, let me think here. Which is better? Which is better? Saying Gavin told him to fuck off and left, or saying, I mean, there's a lot of ways you could interpret this story. I heard from two different people, two different things, and both of them were actually kind of nice and gentle. Which one do you think I'm picking from those two?
Not the gentle one.
It's not the gentle one. It's never the gentle one. But most importantly, and the reason why I'd have to call you for this anyway, is you talked to Vito and Dick. Now, can you, to the best of your ability, in the exact same way you told me on the phone immediately after this happened, can you tell the folks what happened with that conversation, where your mind was at, why you felt the need to bring me up to Dick Masterson? Because that's what happened.
Oh, well, I'm talking to the guy for very briefly, and then I almost automatically, instantly bring you up because I wanted to clear the air here. Now, if he thinks that, in the back of his head during whatever talking that would happen afterwards, he's like, this guy's fucking bestie McGesties with Jesse McGestie, call, And so I brought it up, and I say to him, I'd be like, by the way, I'm real close friends with Pod Awful, but, I don't know if I said I don't take sides or I don't know any of that stuff or I got no problem with you or something along those lines. And just putting it that he's like, oh, I don't really have a problem with him. I wish he would stop calling me a pedophile, but other than that. And that's understandable.
So, all right, just to be clear, you're directly quoting the man, as close as you can remember.
Yes. So, yes, it was something along the lines of, I don't really have a problem with Jesse. I don't hate him or anything. I would just like him to stop calling me a pedophile online all the time. Something to that effect.
All the time. Did Vito say anything about me?
I wasn't looking at Vito during that.
Okay.
But no, I don't think he did say anything.
Okay, so, and you don't really know any of this stuff. You don't keep up with the lore or anything. I need you to understand, Ryan, how insane it is for Dick's takeaway of all the things I say and do to be that he wishes I'd stop calling him a pedophile. I barely do that. That's all the rest of listen, this means Dick Masterson thinks that I am entirely behind the whole internet calling him a pedophile. That's essentially what we've learned here today. I am Dick's worst enemy when it comes to that. But in reality, Ryan, Dick's worst enemy, calling him a pedophile, is Dick Masterson, and it's because he wouldn't shut up about cuties.
That pedophile movie.
Yeah, him and Vito both. That's why they get called that. Now, we were talking about this earlier. They're both contrarians. They don't have real opinions. It's so wild to me. It's so unbelievable that the only thing Dick Masterson claims he has a problem with me is this pedophile thing. Because we all know that the only reason he leaned into this cuties thing to begin with is because I started revealing that he takes dildos up the butt, that he's a furry named Juju, that he's a simp, that he blows dudes from Burning Man. I brought that he's got a tiny cock. I had evidence and witnesses to back this stuff up. And as he was slowly unspooling into a new lol cow, and the number one thing that really did this was, of course, revealing that his girlfriend, now wife, was a former cam whore. named Hula Girl 86. Right as that happened, all of a sudden, Dick Masterson starts telling the whole internet, hey, look over here, I'm into cuties. Hey, Sean, I'm into cuties. And I tried to warn everybody at the time, that's a distraction. Who cares? Listen, I don't think there's any way for you to get this message to him or anything, Ryan, for me. I hope he somehow hears this, but the way you told me the first time, it seemed like he was pretty upset and pretty, torn up about this whole pedophile thing. So in all honesty, I want to say,
yes,
I do not think Dick Masterson is a pedophile. I mean, do you think he's a pedophile?
No, I don't get those vibes at all.
I don't really
Cleared
think he
of
is
all
one.
charges.
Now, a hemophile, I learned this from Jody. A hemophile,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I mean, sure. I take it back. If I ever said it, I know I've said it. I did. The craziest part in all of this is the whole reason anybody calls either of these dudes a pedo is because they made one comment about cuties and then everyone called him a pedo. And so they leaned into it. So the reason we still talk about this to this day is because they leaned into it. Irony of all ironies here is me calling Dick or Vito a pedophile is because I was leaning into it. At first, I told everybody, stop paying attention to this thing. That's not it. It's fake. This is a distraction. And then I got drowned out. And so I leaned in. I mean, it really could not be a more poetic sort of thing. Leaning in on all sides is the complete cause of these two dudes being called a pedo on the internet.